I'm going to explore here is, despite the amount of case studies that we have, today innovation is still a buzzword. Not many of us are doing that. If you heard Ma'am Swapna Sundar from the IP Dome, she said 1 in 30,000 startups are the one doing the innovation and they're not sustainable in nature. So I'm like trying to dig in, and this is what I teach as well. Just get down to the very core and see why is it that we are not innovative and how can we get innovative at that. So, how many of y'all think that creativity is an inborn skill? Please raise your hands. Yes, thank you. How many of y'all think that creativity is a learnable skill?
It's learnable.
Yes, thank you. At least I'm glad that there are so many people. But have you made an attempt to actually learn anytime? Yes, I'm glad to hear that. Yes, so what I'm going to talk here today is about why is it that most of us, although we know it is learnable skill, and then she said, although we saw a lot many innovative case studies, there are still, we can go ahead and we can go far ahead to see how much we can actually learn. So if we go, there is nothing, no question about Indian is jugaad, and then innovation is so much in our race. It started a long time ago, right at the beginning. The invention of the zero, the surgeries in those times.
That's right.
1947, our Indian independence is a big, big innovation. Nobody ever heard about an independence where it was non-violence and peace. And today you saw a lot many case studies that ma'am has actually put. So why is it that we are not able to actually innovate? So even if you ask these people, or the CXOs are a little scared to venture out because they're so much into their comfort zone, they don't even want to experiment any single thing. So the education system, we saw yesterday, there was a talk about is our schools actually creative, and then the answer was that there's a lot of inadequacy in that. The whole education system is only focused on developing the left side of the brain, and the left side of the brain is what Sherlock Holmes actually used to analyze and to deduct. It is only about learning or making a logical, reasoning and rational way of thinking, and that's what we learned for 20 different years. So in all our schooling, only one side. So what we are actually lacking is a holistic thinking. If we want results, we need actions. And if we want actions, we need a thought. And if we want a thought, we need to have a belief as well. So they are all interconnected. So without having with biased thinking or without a holistic approach to our thinking itself, then innovation cannot come. All of us can innovate if we can actually do some of these. Now, what are those steps that we require to innovate? First, it is a change in mindset. A change in mindset that we can actually do, because move over from not just I'm not saying don't utilize the left brain, utilize it to the maximum, also utilize the right brain as well. Now, can we teach kids? Yes. Can we teach adults? Yes. Can moms teach their kids so that the school and not teaching them creativity can be overcome? Yes, you can teach the kids at home. You can engage people like us to teach them, so that's fine enough. So the first step is to have a change in mindset. The second step is to learn those techniques. If you have heard of Dr. Edward de Bono, 6 thinking hats, he was the person who coined this term called lateral thinking. And lateral thinking is a structured way of learning creativity. And you can utilize that in so many ways. All it takes is a third step. Once you understand those techniques, you need to use them in your own life, everyday life, so that it comes as a second nature to you. You're so habituated in thinking, and then if I did 10 more, it's because of natural creativity and the way that I've actually used those techniques that I actually teach, and that's why I was able to come up. And if I can come up, definitely all of you can come up. Now, while the techniques is easy, you don't need to take 20 years. I can teach that to you in 2 days' time. We have a workshop for that. And in 2 days' time, I'm not just going to do blah, blah, blah on those techniques, but you do and you understand. That's the philosophy that we use. So every technique comes with case studies, it comes with hands-on session, it comes with mini projects, a lot of exercises. You can utilize them, learn, go. There's even an innovation lab where you're given a real-time business scenario or even a life scenario where you can actually sit with a couple of people and come up with innovative solutions. So when you walk out of that workshop, you are actually having a lot of, you are built in with a creative confidence, and which you can use that in your own life to actually do. Now, the two things, out of the three, excepting for the change in mindset, the technique teaching and the applying it in your own life becomes very, very easy. Now, Now the only difficult thing is the change in mindset. How do I move over from this left side thinking to a right side thinking? Are there methods of doing it? What is it that I can do? And I have a few steps that I can show you how you can actually arrive at that. So the first and foremost thing is for you to get out of the box, and that's why it is called out of the box thinking. Now what is this box we are talking about? Are we really in a box? Kind of. We are in a box in our own minds. And what is that box coming from? It is coming from all the conditioning that we have had in our lives. From day one, we have been influenced by mom, by father, siblings, neighbors, school, teachers, anybody. In fact, any single thing that you read, it's a perspective of a person. A book is a perspective of a person. A book tells what a person is actually thinking. An article tells what the correspondent or the reporter is thinking. And all of these things influence us. If they ask us not to play with fire, even today when you look at fire, you have a scare because somebody told you not to play with fire. Of course, today we know that fire can be utilized for so many other useful aspects. So we need to get out. The first thing for us to do, it is all conditioning us. The mind is conditioned in that way. The first thing for you to do is to tear open this box, this conditioning, come out of it and say, yes, I have a boundless thinking. I do not have any boundaries. The whole sphere is for me. I can think anything. It could be silly, it could be illogical. If the Wright brothers did not think that they can fly in the sky, well, we would not have had airplanes now. Maybe. Yes, so we have to think very, very wild, although it does not seem that, the more you focus on those things, it expands and it grows, and then one day you will have a solution to that. So that set of thinking is what the first thing that you need to do about. The second thing that you go about is to wipe clean. Now, wipe clean is nothing but is to unlearn certain things that we have already learned. So if I take a cup full of tea, I cannot take the kettle and pour more tea into it. It's so full that it's only going to spill. So what can you do? If you just shake the cup, make some space, and then add on. So this learning is what is required. So you add on more learnings to that. So the third thing is that you need to choose to change. Choose to change has to come voluntarily for you. If you do not choose to change, then that does not come. You need to get out of your comfort zone for you to change, know and understand. You have to voluntarily say, yes, I would like to embrace creativity as such. Then we need to have a positive environment. You shouldn't be in a positive environment which is more stress-free, bias-free, which is an all-inclusive thing. Everybody is on the same level and all equal way of doing. There is no advantages. Nobody takes advantage of the other. Sense of fairness. If you are in an organization, should at least have a small team which is going to give them that positive environment. No hierarchy as such. Well, if I take the cricket team, if there were hierarchies, there would be only fights in politics. So it needs to work as a cohesive team. Then we need to have a more positive environment. The diverse perspective is what I spoke about. It's not sufficient when I go to sleep with the problem. The subconscious mind comes up with an answer in the morning. All it does is, from the repository of the information that we have, just takes up information and tries to converge and give. Now what if I were to use that repository, not just mine, but hers, yours, everybody sit together, think very, very diversely, you utilize all their perspectives and then come up with a solution. So diverse perspectives and experiment to excel. So we are so cocooned, our parents take care of so well, everything is brought in a platter. We are never brought up as thinking individuals. We are always scared to move out of that comfort zone. You want to experiment a little thing, and that stays with us all our life. So the last thing that you need to do is definitely take courage to experiment, to excel, so that you're able to do. So once you do all these 6 things, then you are going to actually nurture an ecosystem of culture and innovation. So this is it's called Accelerated Innovation Model for Business, and this is what we teach. We teach you the techniques. Once you know the techniques, you're able to have innovative leadership, and subsequently you can look at your own business models and see if you can actually innovate. I'm also writing a book on green business, how to the green business, how to
grow money.
How to grow money on trees. So the green business is how to grow money on trees. So that is showcasing a lot. Many of our green entrepreneurs have just come up, and then how did they go? So agribusiness not going so well, so we have three different goals, and then can we utilize them and make a big empire? These are case studies that have actually been done, and that is to give a lot many of young India a different green alternatives rather than precipitating only to certain kinds of occupations as such. Thank you so much.